try to film some things right now, and then I'm going to watch them, see how they turn out. Just going out over some material you'll need. Really, I have 4 brushes here. I have a small detail brush, and I'm hoping you could, this is in focus at this range. I have a medium-sized brush like this. Okay. Notice that these are all short brushes. Watercolor uses short handle brushes. That's one of the key things you can see between acrylic oil and watercolor brushes is watercolor brushes will be short because when your paper is going to be flat, I'll put this board here in a minute. I'll put it down flat, and that way you know, you can watercolor because gravity is going to affect it. So you have a detail brush, medium-sized brush, and then I have 2 wash brushes, a medium large brush and a larger 1-inch brush for washes. Watercolor paper, this is a medium. There's all different types of watercolor paper. There's hot pressed and cold pressed papers. The cold pressed papers, which this is not, is thicker stuff. It's just there's just more layers of paper. This stuff is not bad. You can see the edge of this. There is more than a few layers of the material that's sandwiched together when they're making it. You know, either side is acceptable to use. They're pretty much the same. It's got a little bit of texture. This is an okay watercolor paper. We do have this sheets at school. Now, I know you guys are probably stuck with the 9x12 or even from your sketchbooks. It will take watercolor paper. One of the things else you're going to need is tape, either a masking tape or a blue painter's tape. The first thing you want to do is you're going to need a flat surface. Either have a flat board or a piece of masonite, anything flat that you can tape this to. You're going to need to work flat. So I'm going to go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to pick back up. I want to tape this down to a flat surface. So on my paper here, I'm just going to square it up on there. Think about how I'm going to reach it. Since I'm using this from probably from all 4 sides, I'm just going to center it exactly. I'm not measuring it. The thinner blue tape, painter's tape, works great. I'll measure tear. I'm going to go about 1/8 of an inch overlap. I'll stick one corner. Looks okay. I can see through this tape. Just takes a second to see it. And then run your hand down from one edge to the next so it sits nice and flat. And then again, pull it, measure. Even the blue painter's tape will stick too hard if you leave this stuff down. A good strategy for getting the tape to not, if it's too sticky, especially the masking tape, measure it to length, and then you're going to take your jeans or something that's got cotton, and then it's going to lint those corners, and then go ahead and put it down. That will make the tape a lot easier to pull up when you're done with the painting. You're going to leave this tape down the entire duration of the painting, and it needs to go all the way around. You can't just tape down one little corner and expect it to work. Again, this tape is not very sticky. I'm not going to lint this, but most tapes, even the new painter's tape, it will rip the paper when you're pulling up. So this last one, I'm going to go from the middle and go out, so I know it's completely flat on all 4 sides. This is really going to be important once you start adding water to the paper. Okay, so that's the tape down lesson. Okay. Alright, I'm back again. Just take a look at some more of tools. I went over briefly the 3 watercolor brushes, or 4 actually. Detail brush, medium brush, a flat brush. Brushes do come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. 2 main distinctions is a flat brush and a round brush. Okay, so moving, I should have already taken a look at how to tape the paper down. The sets we use in the classroom look just like this. Comes with a single detail brush. Now you can, in a bind, use that brush for washes and whatnot. Just, this is a detail brush more for line. So in here, this color set, you have, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different colors. You'll find different sets that have more. This set here is a 16. It's no longer 16 because I'm missing 3 colors. So it's still 13 colors, which is more than the other set. These sets right here, this was $1.99. Of course, this was purchased back in probably like at least 20 years ago. Okay, so other types of watercolors. Watercolors do come in tubes, and so I have a couple different companies here. But if I'm just going to grab one, see if I could open this up. Okay, I haven't used these for a while. Okay, this one is on there pretty tight, so I'll have to get a pair of pliers to open that up. Okay. A lot of times this is for squeezing out paint in the tubes. This is actually meant for running this through like this, and then you roll this through so it squeezes all the paint to the end of the tube, so you're not fighting it. You can see that this fills, but for right now I'm just going to use this to open it. Creates a nice soft clamp. I put that in there. This is what happens when I don't have a pair of pliers on hand, and then I simply rotate this. And I just need to break that end so I can open that up. Try not to rotate it so you don't want to tear those things. Okay, so this tube here is long since dried up. I could probably, this whole tube is dried up. I could cut this out and use this still as a dry medium. Like I said, I haven't used these for a while. Despite being in a plastic bag, these things have dried up. I'll find one that's still in the liquid form, so I'll show you. I'm still going to put the cap on. I can tell that this one is still liquid. So if I get this end open, this one is in a better state. Okay, so this is a liquid watercolor. Now, I'm obviously not going to be wanting to use this straight out of this, so you're going to need something to put this down on. You need some kind of plastic surface. Now you can use the trays to both mix and set up. You can mix different amounts of water into these. You can set them up as different intensities or intensity of colors, depending on how much water you mix in, how much of the actual pigment you get out into this, compared to how much water. You can definitely control that, have that weight in there. You do want to keep these clean so you have a clean working space, clean palette to work from. You don't want something for cold water. I'd fill that half full of cold water, and then I'll go get another one. I'll have one for washing my brushes and one for diluting my brushes. So I'll have two containers. Then I'll probably have an even larger bucket of cold water for cleaning stuff as I go, if I want to clean it a little bit more thoroughly. Okay, so right in my immediate area, I don't have a plastic tray for mixing, but I'll find something real quickly here. Okay, I'm finally back. Of course, in film time, no time at all occurred, but I found my watercolor mixing tray. There's, a flat spot in the middle, and then there's different little impressions where you can mix these colors up. So anyways, easy way to do this, to set your colors up. You could put a little bit of the color in each tray. The tube watercolor goes a long ways, so I would not squeeze a big, huge, giant pile up. Great thing about the watercolors opposed to oil or acrylic is that the cleanup is amazingly simple. Okay, but you do not need to have these fancy tube colors. In fact, I rarely use them. You do need to keep them bagged if you buy them, so they don't dry out. Right now I'm just you know, I'm looking at these, I'm sorting these between solid and still wet. So again, you know, you do have to keep these bagged, you know, so they don't dry out on you. Looks like I'm doing okay with the number of completely dry ones versus the ones that are still squeezable. So again, these things are not exactly cheap. You know, there's probably $100 worth of paint here. Again, you don't need to have these. This simple set is all I will demo with, unless I absolutely need some other color. Color mixing is critical, and you really should start with just your primary colors, your red, yellow, and your blue, and then black, and then you can use the white. I notice that these don't have white, and so wish they did have white in here. I do have a tube white, which is right here, one of my solid ones. And then I do have white in there. And so the paintings I showed you are using the white of the page. I'm rarely mixing white into my colors, but it is helpful to have white. So black and white to lighten and darken your values. Or you're using, a lot of times in watercolors, you're using the white of the page, which I'll demonstrate later. Okay, and that's it for today. Time to call today call it quits. Alright, this is just a quick test. I've changed the record setting. I need to do probably about a couple of minutes. This is Spock. Spock, say hi. Spock. Good boy. How are you doing this morning? Yep. Slide that to the right. Go ahead and pan to my other beast that is nearby. I'll get a good close-up view of this beast. This is Pebbles, who is a ferocious cleaner. And then I'll find my